Welcome everyone to my channel. It's been a long time that I have not made a video. There was some issues with my studio and my mic, so I couldn't record any of that. So I have come back again. So let's start our short stories session. I will tell two short stories, and I'll catch on week by week. So it'll be easier for me to track and keep the track and create videos. So let's just start it. This is the story shared by some Soik Roy, the haunted signal spot. This just happened when I was 11 years old. I live in Mumbai, the industrial capital of India. It is an incident of year 2005, when my final exams of standard 7th got over and summer vacation started. My father decided of spending vacations in New Delhi with our relatives. As my father works in Indian Railway Association, we got our tickets for Delhi earlier than any person. But unfortunately, my father had some work to be done at the moment, so he decided to send me first, then himself. At the day when he booked, sorry, at the day when he took me to the railway station for the catching up the train, he was afraid because Delhi is not so close from Mumbai. It takes 2 days to get there, and the whole journey I was alone. And I was 11-year-old kid to travel for 2 days with no one known to me. At that moment, when he was thinking all these things in his mind, he thought of canceling my ticket. But later he came to know that the driver for the same train was his friend, so he once again decided to send me alone, but this time with his friend. Then the train started to leave the platform. It was really fun to travel while sitting in the driver's compartment, as the driver was my father's friend. And I was traveling with him, and the train was full on speed. When the half of the day was over, it was quite dark, and the train was 400 kilometers away from Mumbai. Suddenly, the train stopped because of the red signal. It was a really big signal of 20 to 25 minutes. The place where the train stops was not so scary. It was all slums there. There were many small houses like huts, but no one was out of it. Out, so it was like a pin drop silence. But what happened afterwards will blow your mind. It was 2 p.m. sharp. An old lady with a stick in hand, stick for support while walking, appeared from the road coming from the slums. She was short in height. She came near the driver's compartment where was the driver and I sitting. I was sitting at the window like all the kids do for watching scenery out of the window. The old lady came to me and called me by pulling my sleeves. She said, Babu, thoda sa khana de do. She gave me some, sir, give me some food. I wasn't having anything to give, so I asked the driver to give her something to eat. The driver shouted at me and said, don't sit at the window. He shouted at the old lady too and said, मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है तुझे देने के लिए और तू यहाँ से चली जा. I have nothing to give to you. Go from here. And used some abusive words to make the old lady go from there. Afterwards, the train started to go, and then he politely asked me, hey, do you want to sit at the window? Yes, I said. But then I asked, why did he shouted at me and when I was sitting near the window? Then he explained everything to me. And by listening to that, the whole journey to Delhi, I didn't sit near the window. He told me to look outside the window and to see how far is the distance between the ground and the train's window. Where I was sitting, he said the window is 11 feet above the ground. How can a human and that too short height lady can get up 11 feet and ask for food. That made me understand that she was not a living human being. The driver told me that it was the spirit of an old lady who was very poor and used to ask for money and food while the train passing from there had to stop because of a signal. But for 2 years back, but 2 years back, the lady died in a train accident when she was crossing the railway tracks and fell down. Before she could fix herself up, she was torn into the pieces. He said she's not bad, but if you once give her something to eat, she follows you not to haunt you, but to get something to eat while she's hungry. Okay, this was interesting. So this is another story. When I was a kid, I just when I was a kid, I had just given birth to the urge of listening to horror incidents by the people I know. It was a summer night where each kid of our family was present in our native because of the summer holidays. I had started to force my relatives to tell their experiences with ghosts and unexplainable things. But when my granddad noticed my behavior, he called me with love and asked to bring each kid of our family and asked them to sit around him. He gave us an alert to stop the story before it started. He said that the incident has happened in the same house that we are in now. By listening, this 7 of 10 had strictly said to stop, but entrusted in me and my other cousins had been forced to reveal the incident until he agreed to say. Way back when my granny died, Grandpa had asked each one in the house to stay out for some time as he can spend some time alone and express his pain as much as he can. But he said that decision has made him go through the strangest experiences that only few us in the world can go through. As his relatives and kids left the house, he started to remember the good time when his wife was alive. He cooked on his own and finished his first day being alone and slept on the floor with a single bed spread. Just after trying to sleep for 5 minutes, he saw his wife coming out the door with his tablets. She wasn't scaring him. There was no intention to hurt her face. He was scared because she is the same one that he had cremated last week. She sat next to him and said, if you keep on worrying about me and skip your medicines, you will die by the next year and your kids are gonna fight for the property. This is one of the destiny that's decided for you. She even said that if he lives, he will see one of his child's death. There were many things that were said by her. At the end, she said he can never see her again until he's alive. At the end, she said possibilities will turn real if he doesn't take the right action. As she said, the younger son of my granddad drowned in water when my grandpa was alive, and there wasn't even an issue raised in our family for the sake of the property. And if grandpa had died, his kid would have killed each other for it. I don't know how true it is, but all of it has turned real for us. That's strange. Well, thank you for sharing your stories. I'll be collecting more stories from Quora and Reddit. Whoever shared, whoever want to share your story, you can mail us. You can post it on Reddit and give us a link. Thank you for listening to me.